Hello, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. In a world that demands instant answers and quick thinking, the ability to communicate with clarity under pressure isn't just a bonus, it's essential. Yet most of us freeze not because we don't have the words, but because we haven't trained the mind behind them. Fear, hesitation, self-doubt, these are the real blocks, not a lack of vocabulary. Whether you're in a meeting, on stage, or caught off guard in conversation, being able to think fast and talk smart isn't a talent you're born with, it's a skill you build. And that journey starts with reclaiming control of your inner world, slowing down your thoughts, and learning to respond with purpose instead of panic. In the drive for constant output, we've come to value speed above all else. Fast responses, rapid decisions, lightning-quick solutions. But what if the true edge lies not in speaking first, but in waiting with purpose? The pause brief, intentional, unapologetic, is a powerful weapon in communication. In fact, the most effective communicators are often the ones who pause the longest. Why does it work? Because silence is underrated. When you pause, you slow down your thoughts, give your emotions time to settle, and allow your best words to surface. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond deliberately. Instead of drowning in noise, you rise above it. And in moments of tension, whether you're negotiating a deal or handling a heated conversation, the pause is a reset button. It gives you control, signals composure, and draws attention. Think back to a moment when someone paused before answering an interviewer, a leader, a debater. It was powerful. The brevity itself demands attention. People lean in for your next words. You may feel vulnerable in that quiet, but it actually signals confidence. You aren't afraid of silence, you're in charge of it. So how do you build this skill? Start small, ordinary conversations. When asked a question, don't rush in. Take a mental beat, breathe, let the words form. You'll find you speak less, but your words land harder. People listen more thoughtfully when they sense your intention. Pause through nerves. Anxiety fills the silence with noise. When your heartbeat rises, pause. Take a breath before speaking. You're showing that your brain's still alive with ideas, is in command, not your nerves. Use pauses to punctuate points. When delivering a key message, say it, pause, let it land, hold it. This sends a signal. This matters. Pause again before moving on. Give your listener time to digest. Interrupt triggers, not ideas. During conflict, if you feel reactive, pause. Silence keeps conversations from escalating. It buys time to think instead of simply react. You stay composed and respectful, guiding the energy rather than meeting it with fire. Record it, learn it, own it. Practice pausing on camera or in conversation. Notice how your posture, tone, and words change. You'll become more intentional, less reflexive. Pause does more than buy time, it builds trust. When people feel heard, respected, and not rushed, they respond with openness. Your pause says, I care enough to think before I speak, and that creates space for meaningful exchange. As you master pause, you'll notice shifts. You speak with more clarity. You respond, not react. You model calm under pressure. You stand out in a culture that glorifies noise. Pause doesn't hide uncertainty, it signals confidence. The confident speaker is not the one who barks the fastest, it's the one who sharpens every word through silence. What if you're in the spotlight, heart pounding, spotlight blazing? Pause, center yourself, speak slowly. People don't judge the pause, they judge how you follow it. Speak with conviction, with precision. Your voice says, I belong here. I'll decide when I speak. We live in a world that praises complexity, long words, technical jargon, layered presentations, and convoluted answers. But the truth is, communication isn't about showing how much you know. It's about making what you know understandable, relatable, and usable. Simplicity isn't weakness, it's mastery. Think of the greatest communicators of all time: Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama. They didn't speak to impress, they spoke to connect. To be clear, to be remembered. The best messages don't need a dictionary, they need direction. When you speak with simplicity, you lower the barrier between you and your audience. Whether you're talking to a colleague, a customer, a classroom, or a crowd, if they don't understand you, you've already lost. And if you can't explain it simply, you may not understand it well enough yet. Simplicity takes confidence. Anyone can make something sound complex, but boiling down the essence of an idea, that's bold, that's deliberate, that's smart. Let's get practical. Here's how you wield the weapon of simplicity in your communication. Know your core message before you speak or write. Ask, what is the one thing I want them to remember? Not 3 things, not 5 bullet points, just one. This clarity forces focus. It makes every sentence work harder. People don't remember paragraphs, they remember punchlines. If your message was a billboard, what would it say? Make that your anchor. Ditch the fluff, trim the fat. Cut filler words, jargon, and over-explanations. Due to the fact that becomes because, in the event that becomes if. Speaking clean, sharp sentences. Think of your message like a sculpture. Your job is to chisel away everything that doesn't matter. What's left is art. Use everyday language. Speak like a human, not a textbook. People trust what they understand. If you say leverage synergies to optimize stakeholder ROI, they'll tune out. But if you say, let's work together too, get results. They'll listen. Professional doesn't mean robotic. Speak to connect, not to sound impressive. Tell it like a story. Facts inform. Stories transform. When you wrap your message in a story, a relatable moment, a metaphor, a vivid image, people lean in. The brain processes stories better than data. Don't just say, "We grew by 20%. Say, "Last year, we were unsure if we'd make it. Today, we're stronger than ever with 20% growth to prove it." The same info, more impact. Ought to use the rule of 3. Our minds love patterns, and 3 is the magic number in communication. Whether it's 3 points, 3 steps, or 3 benefits, it feels complete and easy to follow. Example, here's what we're going to do. Simplify our process, listen to customers, and move fast. Clear, concise, memorable. Repeat, with purpose. Don't be afraid to repeat your key point. Strategically, repetition doesn't bore. It builds, it drills your message into memory. If it's important, say it again differently, but clearly. Now, let's address a common fear. But won't I sound too simple? No, you'll sound strong. In fact, research shows that clear communicators are rated as more credible and intelligent than those who overcomplicate. Simplicity builds trust. It's the ultimate respect you can give your listener, not wasting their time or energy trying to decipher your meaning. Even in high-stakes settings, boardrooms, interviews, negotiations, simplicity wins. It allows your passion to come through. It keeps your audience focused. It makes you memorable. Let's flip the mindset. Don't try to sound smart. Aim to be understood, because when you're understood, you're heard. And when you're heard, you can influence, inspire, and lead. Simplicity doesn't mean less information. It means delivering the right information in the right way. It's about clarity, not shallowness. Impact, not overload. There will never be a perfect moment, not for the speech, not for the pitch, not for the idea, the truth, or the dream you've been holding on to. The perfect words won't arrive like magic. The right time won't announce itself. And if you're waiting for confidence to fully show up before you speak, you'll wait forever. Here's the truth. Clarity doesn't always come before you speak. Often it arrives as you speak. Most people stay silent not because they lack ideas, but because they fear imperfection. They think, "I'll speak when I feel ready. I'll raise my hand when I've practiced enough. I'll take the stage when I'm certain I won't mess up." But that mindset is a cage. It keeps your voice locked up behind fear. Let me ask you this. How many opportunities have you missed because you stayed quiet? How many meetings, moments, or rooms have passed you by because you didn't feel ready? What if readiness isn't a requirement, it's a result? When you take action before you're comfortable, you grow. You gain confidence because you did it scared. You learn how to navigate pressure by stepping into it, not avoiding it. Think about some of the most powerful speakers, leaders, and changemakers in the world. Do you think they were always ready when they spoke up? No, they just refused to let fear be the loudest voice in the room. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. You need to trust that your message, your story, your voice matters, even if it's shaky at first. Here's how you build the muscle of speaking. Before you feel 100% ready, start with truth, not perfection. You don't need a script to speak from the heart. Start with what you know, what you feel, or what you believe. Authenticity beats polish every time. People can sense when you're being real, and that's when they lean in. Speak to serve, not to impress. Shift your focus. It's not about how you look, it's about how you impact. When you make it about others, sharing an insight, offering help, telling a story that could inspire, the nerves shrink, the ego fades, and the message grows stronger. Practice in small moments. You don't need a TED Talk to start speaking boldly. Speak up in team meetings. Share an idea at the dinner table. Record a voice note with your thoughts. Every small moment builds the muscle of confidence. It's like training for a marathon, one step at a time. Use fear as fuel. Fear doesn't always mean stop. It can mean go. It means you care. It means there's growth ahead. Reframe it. Instead of, "What if I mess up?" ask, "What if this goes better than I imagined?" That shift can change everything. Give yourself permission to be incomplete. You don't need the entire roadmap to start walking. You don't need every word figured out to open your mouth. Some of the most powerful speeches began as scattered thoughts and turned into clarity through courage. The next time you want to speak in a meeting, a room, a relationship, don't overthink. Start talking. Trust your brain. Trust your experience. You've lived through lessons, stories, hardships, and triumphs, all of which have given you something to say, something valuable. Don't rob the world of your voice because you think it's not ready. Speak it, shape it, sharpen it in motion. You might stutter. You might pause. You might forget your point mid-sentence. That's human. People don't remember perfect delivery. They remember real emotion, sincerity, a truth that lands because it's lived, not memorized. Confidence isn't built in silence, it's built in action. Speak before you're ready, and then grow into the version of yourself that is most. People believe that great communication is about talking fast, thinking faster, and never leaving room for silence. But the truth is, real power in speech comes from what you don't say, or rather, when you choose to say nothing at all. The pause is where the magic happens. It's where your words get to breathe. It's where your message gets to settle. It's where your audience leans in. In a fast-paced world, silence is rare, and because it's rare, it commands attention. A well-timed pause can say more than a paragraph of rushed words. It shows confidence. It shows control. It shows that you are thinking and that what you say next matters. We've been trained to fear silence. In conversations, we fill the gaps. In speeches, we ramble to avoid awkwardness. But the greatest speakers, the ones who truly move people, use pauses like punctuation in a poem. They don't just speak. They craft every moment. Let's break down the power of the pause and how you can master it. In everyday communication, pause before you begin. Take a breath before you speak. It grounds you. It sets the tone. Most people start talking the moment their name is called, their slide changes, or their turn arrives. But pausing even for just 2 seconds gives you control over the room. It builds anticipation. You're not rushing in, you're owning the space. Pause after the point when you drop a powerful line, a truth, a challenge, or a bold statement. Stop. Let it land, let it echo. Don't rush to the next sentence. Silence after impact forces your audience to feel the weight of your words. Example, you've been playing small, and you know it. Pause, but today, that ends. That moment of silence becomes a mirror for the listener. They reflect, they react, they absorb. Pause to think, not panic when you lose your place. Forget a word, or get asked a tough question. Don't panic. Pause, breathe. Silence, in this case, isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It shows that you're thoughtful, not flustered. It gives you space to recover and respond with clarity. Many people fear pausing because they think it makes them look unprepared, but in truth, people respect those who think before they speak. It's a mark of intelligence and emotional control. Pause to emphasize emotional motion often lives in the silence between words. A pause after sharing a personal story, a vulnerable, a moment, or a message from the heart adds weight. It says, "This matters, let it sink in." Audiences remember how you made them feel, not just what you said. Use micropauses to slow down if you speak too fast. Your audience can't keep up, but slowing down your entire rhythm can feel unnatural. Instead, use micropauses, brief breaks, between thoughts, to pace yourself. These pauses give listeners time to catch up, and they give you a natural reset. Try this pattern. Here's the problem. Pause, here's why it matters. Pause, and here's what we do next. It's rhythmic. It's powerful. It's smart. Silence is confidence, not emptiness. Most people rush to fill every moment with words because they're nervous. But when you pause, you signal that you're in control, not just of your message, but of yourself. It shows self. It draws people in. Think of a musician, the silence between the notes. That's part of the music. Without it, the notes would clash. Your speech is no different. So how do you get comfortable with the pause? Practice it. Record yourself speaking. Watch where you rush. Add intentional pauses. Use a timer if you must. At first it will feel strange, even scary, but over time it becomes your superpower. Pausing isn't about being slow, it's about being strategic. It's not hesitation, it's emphasis. It's the opposite of filler words like "ah" and "you know." A pause says, "I mean what I say and I trust you'll listen." Most people think they have to be perfect before they can speak up. They think confidence is something you earn before the stage, the meeting, or the moment. But here's the truth. Confidence is built. In public, it grows every time you speak when your voice shakes, every time you raise your hand when you're unsure, every time you say something real, even when you're scared. You don't become an effective communicator in isolation. You don't find your voice in the quiet of your comfort zone. You find it by using it out loud, in real time, with real people. The most charismatic speakers, the most persuasive leaders, the most magnetic storytellers, they didn't wait until they were flawless. They spoke before they were ready. And they got better through the doing. So let's reframe how you think about practice. It's not just prep work behind the scenes. The most valuable practice happens when the stakes are real. When you show up, stumble, learn, and grow in front of others. Start where you are. You don't need a TED Talk to practice in public. Your stage is everywhere. Team meetings, phone calls, casual conversations, interviews, presentations, networking, events. Every interaction is an opportunity to sharpen your clarity, tone, delivery, and presence. You want to be able to think fast, then talk smart often. Use every chance you get. Speak up in small rooms. Ask questions in big ones. Host a workshop. Run a team briefing. Volunteer to present. Teach someone something you know well. The more you engage, the more skilled you become. Repetition isn't weakness, it's mastery. Fail forward and out loud. You will mess up. You will blank out, say the wrong thing, or lose your train of thought. That's not failure, that's feedback. People fear speaking because they fear making mistakes. But the truth is, no one remembers your stumbles the way you do. What they remember is your effort, your authenticity, your courage to keep going. The only way to develop true agility, the ability to speak with clarity under pressure, is by facing the pressure head, not avoiding it, not waiting until you're perfect, but embracing the process of public growth. Treat every mistake as a lesson. Analyze it, improve it, move forward. That's how you become unstoppable. Treat every audience like they matter, because if they do, whether you're talking to one person or 1,000, your words have impact. Don't practice like it doesn't count. Speak as if each moment is a performance worth remembering. Why? Because it rewires your mindset. It builds discipline. It teaches you to take yourself seriously, and when you do, others do too. Bring your best energy. Be fully present. Respect the room. That's not pressure, that's purpose. And the more often you do it, the more natural it becomes. Document your journey, record your speeches, capture your meetings, journal your reflections, not for vanity, for growth. When you look back on your past self, you'll see how far you've come. You'll spot your progress. You'll hear the moments you stumbled and the ones you soared. Self-awareness is the greatest gift you can give your development. You can't improve what you don't evaluate. And the only way to truly know how you're being perceived is to watch yourself unfiltered and honest. It's not about judging yourself harshly. It's about coaching yourself forward. Push your edges. One step at a time. You don't need to go from zero to keynote speaker overnight. Growth happens in layers. Start with short talks, then longer ones. Speak to peers, then leaders, small groups, then larger ones. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand it. Maybe today you speak up in a meeting. Maybe next week you lead one. Maybe in 6 months you're hosting a live event. That's the path. Stretch, stumble, strengthen, repeat. The fastest way to get good at anything is to make a lot of small bets in public. Each one builds skill, confidence, and momentum. Don't wait to be ready. Ready is a myth. There's no magical day when you'll suddenly feel 100% prepared. Readiness isn't something you wait for. It's something you generate through repetition, exposure, and practice. Waiting to be ready is just fear in disguise. You get ready by doing, by speaking when you're nervous, by showing up when it's uncomfortable, by delivering value even if your voice trembles. Stop rehearsing forever. Go live, go messy, go brave. You'll be shocked at how quickly you improve once the curtain rises. Calmest and the most confident. It's about silencing your inner critic, thinking clearly when others crumble, using pauses with intention, structuring your thoughts, and practicing where it matters most in real life. Because the goal isn't just to speak, it's to connect, to influence, and to be remembered. So if you want to command the room, earn respect, and speak with conviction, stop waiting to feel ready. Start showing up, messy, human, real, and trust that every word you speak is a step toward mastery.